Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Mary if you're new here, and today is going to be Sorry Picks my August TBR. You should know I'm a little hungover, but it's okay. I'm making it. Now, if you don't know, Sorry Picks my TBR is the TBR game that I play every single month to choose what books I'm going to be reading for that month. Basically, I'll insert clips of me playing the game in the video. To play Sorry, you draw cards, which basically say move forward 3 spaces or whatever. Then I move forward those spaces. If I draw Sorry, I have to go back to start. Once I'm in the safe zone, it doesn't matter what I draw, I just have to get to the end. And around the board and on every space that I can land on, I have prompts, or a lot of times it's genres, and I have to pick a book from my TBR list of books that I want to read that fits that prompt. I think that's basically the gist of it, if that makes sense. This is already a disaster. Sometimes the game picks a lot of books for me to read. Like last month, I think last month I think I only had 9, but then I had like 4 additional books that I had to read. And then sometimes the game picks very few books for me to read, like this month. So with that, we're just gonna get into the first card. So we're starting on blue today. Move forward 3. A book with a symbol on the cover. So for the first card, I drew a book that has a symbol on the cover. So the first card, I landed on a space that says, pick a book with a symbol on the cover. And for this, I'm going to be reading Reader Come Home by Marianne Wolf. This is a nonfiction book that is about the effects of growing up in a digital age, and the effects that has on the brain, I believe, and like reading traditional media, if that makes sense. Let's do the second draw. And the next card we have move forward 12. A book with ghosts. So the second prompt that I landed on was ghosts, which I take to mean a book featuring ghosts, about ghosts, something of that nature, perhaps a ghost story or collection of ghost stories. For this, I'm going to be reading Everyone Knows You Go Home by Natalia Sylvester. This is I don't know if it's literary fiction. I think it's like a contemporary magical realism. And it's set in South Texas with a Mexican-American family. And it starts on the wedding day of the main characters, whose names I can't remember right now. I apologize. It starts on their wedding day, and the woman getting married sees her husband's dead father come to her as an apparition or a ghost. And then every year after that, she sees him on Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead. It's a Mexican holiday. That's, I think, November 1st and 2nd. There's like one, like a traditional Day of the Dead, and then there's a Day of the Dead for lost children. You make an altar, your family comes back. This man's family never makes an altar for him. I believe he like abandoned his wife and son or something, and he's pleading with his son's wife to help him restore this relationship that he lost in life. And that's all I really know about it. But from the blurb, it sounds like it's about dealing with grief and family loss. Yeah, it sounds really interesting to me. So I'm really excited to be reading that one. Move forward 7. Oh, a cis pick. So the third space that I landed on was sis pick, which means one of my sisters picks a book. I have 2 sisters, Katie and Angelina, and for this one I asked my sister Katie what book she would recommend, and she recommended me like a long list of books. But I've decided to go with Educated by Tara Westover. This is a popular nonfiction. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's about a woman who was raised in, I'm not sure if it was a religious-based cult, but it was a cult that, or a religious-based like idea, but her parents were doomsday preppers, specifically her father. She suffered through a lot of abuse at the hands of her father and male relatives as a child. She stopped going to school when she was like 12 or 13, I think. And it's about her getting out of that toxic lifestyle and becoming, I think she's a professor or something. She's got a PhD, and just about her life and like the history of her life, how it was before, and then how she was able to escape that and become where she is now. And I think she's tried to help her siblings get out. I'm not really sure. When I was visiting my family in Hawaii, my sister was talking about how she and my mom had both read it. I think my mom bought it on Kindle and like loaned it to her. I don't really know how that works. But my sister and my mom were talking about it when we were all talking at the table. And so now I'm really excited I get to read it, finally, 7 months later. Here we are. Okay, you're doing great. Move forward 11. 500 plus pages. Move forward 3. Move forward 2. So that's it. 4 books this month. That's extremely doable. And for the final roll, or card draw, whatever, I'm never sure what to call it, I landed on 500 plus pages. So for that, I'm going to be reading The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Yes. And this is the first book in the Kingkiller Chronicle series, which is a fantasy series. I believe it's told in first person, but it's like the guy is this really powerful wizard and he's telling his story to a scribe who's writing it down. From what I understand, that's like the concept. I think it's like a little under 700 pages, so not too terribly long, but over 500 pages. I'm excited to read that. I'm so hesitant to start series that aren't finished because I don't like rereading things usually. And I'm trying to make a rule for myself where I don't want to be in the middle of more than 2 series at a time, because I have this habit where I start a series and then plan on finishing it, and then I don't finish it for like 3 years, and then I have to reread all the books again. And I just don't really want to be doing that a lot. But from what I understand, this book is the 3rd book in this trilogy, is supposed to come out this year, and I think that's the last one. Also, I'm pretty sure people have been waiting for it since like 2014. So will it ever come out? I don't know. It might be like another Game of Thrones things where you just never get to finish the story and you have to watch a crappy TV version of it. Full disclosure, I never watched Game of Thrones and I also never read any of the books, but we do have them. That being said, those are the only 4 books that I'm like mandated to read in the month of August, which is great because I'm going back to school full time, though not until the end of August, and all of our classes are online, so I'm able to do the same thing that I'm able to do here, which is a slippery slope for me, but we'll see. So that's it. 4 books. I'm also going to be attempting to read or finish the Remembrance of Earth's Past series. I have 2 books left. I've read The 3-Body Problem and I own all 3 of them, so I'm going to be attempting to read those. I have a lot of other stuff that I can read. There's several audiobooks that I can get from my library. Like I think I'm going to try to listen to the Jane Austen Book Club. And I have a lot of ebooks that I can get from my library. I have a lot of library books that I can get. So I'm really like excited to be able to sort of read at my own pace, because the past 2 months I've been like on a strict, you have to read this many pages at least every single day. And this month I ended up getting ahead of it. I was way behind at the beginning. This is all spoilers for the wrap up, but I'm doing great now, in case you were curious, on my July TBR. I'm filming this on like, I think it's the 27th or the 28th. But all of that being said, those are the 4 books that I'm reading this month that I'm mandated to read. Let me know if you watched my book haul. Let me know other books that you think I should like prioritize from that. If not, I'll link it and you can watch it and then tell me, because I would like to get my owned TBR down a little bit, and unfortunately I'm not able to use any of those books for any of these prompts. But that's it. This is the video. Congratulations for making it to the end. I know it's been a wild ride. And I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will see you on Sunday.